And that is Kevin and Chroma. Kamara, the man who has taken over the post since the arrival of coach Karim Zito. No room whatsoever for Frederick Asare. And Felix Shea, another good goalkeeper in the Ghana Premier League this season.
It was Apia Kubi from the start of the season. But after recovering, he's been the man in post for MEDEAMA. And you can never doubt his qualities anytime. He's in 17th game this season for MEDEAMA, and it's good.
Ablo sends it to Alberta Moa. He gets Peter. Through to Che. And that cross was a bit troublesome for Felix Che. But he made no room for errors there. Knowing very well they're in a comfortable lead at this point, there will be no room for errors.
In team menu just playing that somebody else new role, and he's not giving that kind of cover needed, because looking at Che Jamina, he's more or less have that forward thinking abilities than giving shows in defense, and team is always overloaded whenever MEDEAMA are trying to progress the ball from the areas in midfield. And it's a problem, of course, because that kind of cover is lacking.
So a kind of a 4-1-4-1 this afternoon. And that has been the formation always when they play at home. Just check the body language of the player. Kingsley Bright. You just knew he was going to put it in that angle, but there's nothing you can do about it.
But Manuel Mante just gave an incisive pass that any striker cannot miss, because that was a line splitting one from this experienced midfielder.
Still MEDEAMA. Emmanuel Owusu. Gas Suleimana. Nuruddin Abdullah. Nice turn. Another unblemished pass. The first touch could have caused lots of harm for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And Kotoko at the moment going with a 5-man defense. Just trying to make sure. This is Suleimana. It can be 2. But he failed to take it.
Kotoko should be aware of the through passes from MEDEAMA, especially from every angle whenever MEDEAMA are getting closer to their box. Because the first goal came through an incisive through pass, and this one, it was quite, ambitious just for Suleimana to fumble with it. But it's a warning. The back line should be very cautious, because MEDEAMA can tease you around to come, and then they can exploit your back line. It's a caution for Kotoko.
Amidu Akwa. This is Peter. He played against a club in yellow last week, and he was on top of issues. Perhaps his favorite color. Emmanuel Owusu attacking down the flank. And the whistle goes for a foul. Of his Chiba 4.
Loramo is a bit suspect in pace, and he should be a bit conserved anytime Kotoko are trying to initiate an attack because Kingsley Bryan can still make a lot of moves, especially exploiting that area.
Good pass to Peter Amidu Akwa. This could be what everyone expects it to be. The strike comes. And Felix J has denied them once again.
Great goalkeeping from that tight angle from Felix J. You just have to applaud him for that crucial receive from Karela United, and he's playing his third season for MEDEAMA. A lot of experience. His 17th game running.
Lots going on in the box. Error from MEDEAMA. Kotoko failed to pounce on it. This could be a break, but Kamara must be there. And he was there. Another pass to the same man. He could do it for the second time. And Kingsley Bryan, that is just the game plan. And MEDEAMA executing it perfectly at the moment. Kotoko need to change things.
They should find a way to cater for the wing play MEDEAMA are using, because they have a lot of pacey wingers, but also dangerous having the ball and very tricky, of course, to handle. As a caution to the fullbacks and even the centre backs of Kumasi and Sancho Kodoko, because a lot of spaces for the opponent. And you can see any pass from MEDEAMA is breaking lines. That is something Kotoko must improve upon. That cover in midfield is lacking. And perhaps the centre backs cannot rely on the shield the midfield is offering. All the time you must anticipate above your level. And that is why they are using a lot of through balls to get their way through MEDEAMA.
So Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they've managed to recover from that situation. And Kotoko yet to pose a single threat that is glaring in the game. Quite apart from that shot from Chebafo, there haven't been any attempt by Asante Kotoko at goal.
You should learn how to defend before thinking of attacking, because the game, you are not on the front foot. At this point, you are more or less chasing the entire angles of the pitch to give a lot of shoulder. And at that moment, you struggle to have your way through, trying to facilitate attack from deep areas.
Good ball from Chebafo, exploiting the space behind. Could this be it? That was good defending. Mohamed Kamara. Kamara puts it behind. This is Lord Amoa. Amoa, lots of space and time. He gets back for. Nuruddin Abdullah.
If you have the likes of Nuruddin to contest with in terms of area balls, it's going to be a challenge. And Albert Samoa must at least find other options to sound dangerous in attack for Kotoko.
Miscommunication. This is Kingsley Bright. Can he make this one another one? And good defending from Henry Ansu. Brian knows he had made an unpardonable mistake by not putting that ball at the back of the net. Kamara was already moving out of goal, and that could have been a lot interesting. Baba Yaya puts it on a far wide, the cross comes in, and Nuruddin Abdullah, you just cannot pick the area balls.
He's been consistent with a goal this season in 23 games. Nuruddin, a very tough customer to handle.
This is still Kotoko. Peter Amido nearly squared it all for Asante Kotoko. Check that cross from Lord Amoa. Ebenezer and Nkrumah failed to deal with the situation as expected.
Don't forget, MEDEAMA are averaging 1.3 goals per game, and they've scored 10 in their last 5 prior to this game. So it tells you scoring goals isn't their problem. But the fact of the matter is that they are winless in their last 5 away games, and maybe history may not speak for them despite taking the lead.
Was another ball, by the flag went up. Something needs to change. Asante Kotoko. Tried to poke it towards Baba Yaya, but good interception from MEDEAMA. Just putting the ball down to enjoy themselves.
Frustration setting in for Kotoko in defense, and that is a big problem because at this point you started losing your head. MEDEAMA are still picking gradually the energy from the guys. You cannot underrate that, so at this point you must stay concentrated.
Yeah, the guy who won. This is Albert Samoa. He goes down and the whistle goes for a penalty. And Abdul Latif Adari has pointed to the spot. And Nuruddin Abdullah is saying no way. That couldn't have been a penalty. And Mubarak Yusuf, a former player for this club, just trying to calm the nerves. And Coach Zito having words with his midfielders.
Watch it closely. That pass from Babayaya, and he was brought down, and the referee was so close to the angle. Never an offside because he timed his runs very well.
That check it closely once again. So MEDEAMA protesting just because he touched the ball. But Abdul Latif Adari is saying it should be a penalty.
After touching the ball, you impeded the attacking player's opportunity.
That is so close. And Albert Amoa, he has the chance to make it 10 in the season for himself. And Abdul Latif Adari saying you must stay behind the area until he kicks.
Against Bechim, he did the magic to restore parity with the same spot kick, same angle, same goal post.
Albert Amoa 1-1. His 10th goal of the season. And Albert Amoa, just when they needed him the most, he has risen, composure, calmness, and he has put it at the back of the net. His 10th goal, he will be hoping to add more to his tally.
Interesting from Albert Amoa. Last season for Great Olympics, in 17 games, he scored only 5. But this time, in his 24th game, he registered a 10th goal and still counting. So I think big improvement for Albert Amoa. And it's a plus to get your career high in a big club like Kotoko. In fact, the sky is the limit for Albert Amoa.
We are all square here. Just after 23 minutes. It's 1-1. Kotoko MEDEAMA. And MEDEAMA Sporting Club chasing just their 4th away win of the season. After winning 3 previous away games against Young Apostles, they won 2-0. Against Basake, 2-1. And against Legon Cities, it was 1-0. But they are winless in their last 5 away games.
And the last time MEDEAMA won an away game to Kotoko, that was March 2023. They won by 2-0, and Jonathan Sowa and Vincent Atinga were the scorers. And don't forget, anytime Kotoko are losing at home to MEDEAMA, they always lose more than 1 goal. So let's see whether it can happen since 2021. The first leg, it was 1-1. Komi Poku scored the first goal in the first half around the 44th minute. But Kamaradini, around the 68th minute, restored parity. This time, 2 goals in the first half. More to come because the game is looking lively. A lot of opportunities for both teams to exploit.
This is still with MEDEAMA. They're looking to make something out of it. And that strike from Prince Owusu. And Mohamed Kamara.
Kamara has won the heart of coach Karim Zitu, and he's benching the team's captain in Frederick Asari. So such saves should be, common.
This is Albert. He turns well. Peter Amido Aqua. That will be a foul for MEDEAMA Sporting Club. Amido Aqua. That is Peter. A pass to Albert. Shoots with the left. He was in search for his 11th of the season.
Chejamra is now adding that kind of off-the-ball ethics that is expected, because having in team menu, you are not assured of a lot of show. But Jamna prefers high up the pitch, lot of overload for MEDEAMA and midfield, and really causing problem for Kotoko. But now he's adding that defensive ethics to his game, and the center is now getting some thickness in Kotoko's favor.
Patrick Asiedu. That was too ambitious from the left back. Nuruddin. He played one of his best games of the season against Hearts of Oak when they played in Takwa. Prosper Boachi and coach Ibrahim Tanko seeking to be the 8th manager to beat Asante Kotoko in the Ghana Premier League this season. Tasted 7 defeats already.
Don't forget, in the last 5 games away prior to this game, they've conceded 8. They've scored only 2. But they took the lead and Kotoko restored parity. They lost 2-1 to Samatex, 1-0 against House of Folk. Another 1-0 defeat against Hearts of Lions. Bibeni Gold Stars defeated them by 1-0. And they lost their biggest defeat of the season, 3-0 against Karela United.
This is Che. Gets into the box. Cheba 4. And Felix Shea is not a happy man at all.
Abdul Latif Adari, lot of experience in the Ghana Premier League, and a household name, of course, from the Upper West region, to be precise, within the Nadoli Kaleo district.
MEDEAMA still getting hold of the ball. 30 minutes. Almost into the 31st. And the game is still apart in terms of the most important element of the game. 1-1. It was Briar with the first goal. Another cross being put in. MEDEAMA still holding on to it. The strike goes and Kamara. Good goalkeeping. Kotoko now showing the urgency that is expected when they're defending.
Looking at how their reactions toward the second balls is so poor. So poor. Against a team that is so in attack. Always trying to stretch the back line, find spaces, and use through balls. You should be able to contest every second ball. Even when you lose the first ball, you must show that kind of seriousness, attempting second balls. But Kotoko are not showing that in defense. And Ablo shouting a lot, and I think he should stay calm. At that point, when you allow your emotions to take advantage of your qualities, a lot of mess will be caused. And expecting Ablo to show that kind of calmness in defense.
Lord Amoa, Patrick Asiedu behind it to be taken by Emmanuel Owusu. Nothing to talk about.
One thing that is trying to be an issue in the Ghana Premier League is how we convert set pieces, especially free kicks. Hardly do we see players scoring from such situations. The last time you can mention was against the Dinner Stars when Patrick Asedu, I beg your pardon, scored from a direct free kick. In previous years, Glasner Wako will give it to you. But the prime man in terms of set pieces is Dombote. He's going to convert it with ease. But our game is now diminishing in terms of converting from free kicks. Even Gordon Trump is this at Great Olympics. Perfect free kick taker. A word money you can add off Samatex. But the goals are not coming from such perspective, and we must improve entirely.
Manuel Mante controlling the midfield so well for Mediama. He's been the man putting in all the incisive passes and everything they will need up front just to get themselves some goals in this game. No routine. Mante turns well. Yes, to Mubarak. Nuruddin. Lot of space. Suleiman. Brian Tanko. Don't really think he can ask for more. His side having been bad in the first half.
They suffered their biggest defeat of the season in their last away visit against Karela. 3-1.
Fatal. Joseph Ablo, good turn. He gets Yaya. Managed to keep possession for Kotoko. Peter Amidu. This is still Amidu. Albert Tamoa. There will be no whistle. Adari says. And Fatau Sulemana already in the box in pain.
At that point, you need a sharp thinking striker to how Amidu can maneuver through the crowd. And the body orientation of Albert Amo was not the best one, because that sharp turn that could have offered him a lot of advantage after the first touch was so poor.
Albert Tamoa back. And Karim Zito looking on his watch. Also Fatau Sulemana limping off the pitch. And in the absence of Kamaradin Mahmoudou, they will be hoping Fatau Sulemana gets back. And he's back. And for now, he will be able to continue until something happens.
In 22 games, no competition, Kotoko are having 9 wins. 6 wins for MEDEAMA and 7 drawn games. But the last 5 meetings, Kotoko won twice. They suffered 1 defeat and they drew 2. In that last 5 meetings, 8 goals scored, 4 for each. No wonder. As of the 37th, 38th minute, it's 1-1.
Henry Ansu Amoa gets Ansu, the man who captains the team this afternoon, the former Brecum Chelsea defender. And Joseph Ablo.
But is it a coincidence or accidental? Because Kotoko against Gold Stars rested, that week before that game, and the same applies to MEDEAMA. So a lot of energy. No wonder they are trying to cook Kotoko in terms of the physical level, because MEDEAMA got 3 points against Nswatraman without taking the ball, and against Gold Stars it was the same thing. Kotoko applying energy, and to come from that big game against Ben Gold Stars to face a team that just rested. It's a lot of things.
And the news from Brecum is that the Biani Gold Stars have taken the lead by 3 goals to 1 over Brecum Chelsea just in the first half. And here we are just around 39 minutes, and it's still 1 each for both teams.
BBN want to stretch their title race to the wire. They want to still keep the hope alive, hoping from that response from Basake against Nations.
Good ball towards Babayaya. Che Dramana failed to get the touch that could have positioned him well to get a goal. Emmanuel Owusu back to Nuruddin. Aqua. This could be a 2 versus 1. Albert Amoa. The first touch was a bit too heavy. It's still Kotoko. Lord Amoa. And the cross comes in. And Albert Amoa